welcome back to my channel. I am like so comfy right now. I did not want to get ready today for this video. I just really wanted to hang out with you guys and just keep this really casual. So the other day when I was on vacation, I did a little Q&A thing on Instagram, and there were some questions that I didn't get to. So I posted that I was doing a Q&A, and I had you guys send in some more questions for me to answer. So that's what I am going to do today. So I just have a couple questions here. I want to just keep this video very short and sweet, but I love watching Q&A videos. They're like my favorite videos to watch, and I think that it's so fun to really get to know the person that you're following. So here I am giving you guys a Q&A. Okay, so the first question here is, how do you stay motivated working from home? And I don't. It's very, very hard working from home. I'm sure anyone that works from home will tell you that it's nice being home, but actually having to physically do the work that you have to do is hard. I really have to maintain a schedule, and I really have to try to make sure that River goes with my dad a couple of days a week so I can really have that time to film or to edit or do whatever I have to do. I was working out a lot, and I love that, but it was taking away so much time that I needed to do my work. So I'm cutting back on working out a little bit, and I'm changing that time into filming videos and editing. So I just have more time to produce content and everything. I was trying to do everything while River naps. River is napping right now, and that's normally when I film. But when a baby naps, they sometimes nap for an hour or a half hour or 2 hours, and it's just so hard along with the housework and everything else that I have to keep up with. So I would just say, try to make a schedule, and if you have kids, try to put your kids in daycare for a day or find someone to watch them. And I know that it's hard, like I hate being away from River, but I know that he's with my dad. My dad does special things with him all the time, and I just need to have that time alone to focus to get my work done. So the next question here is, any more home updates? I love that question because I was sharing so much with you guys on my Instagram, but as for right now, I don't have any updates. I really, really want to start decorating, and in our dining room, I want to do a wall full of pictures that I found on Pinterest, and I want to get just some more decor things. I feel like the walls are just blank. I want to get some of our family pictures printed, and I really want to decorate for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that. So I'm kind of just waiting for that. I've been trying to figure out what my style is for this house because I've never really decorated when we lived in an apartment. So now that I do have the time to decorate, I'm like, do I like that? Do I not? And I've just been holding off on buying stuff. So no home updates right now, but I'll be filming and sharing everything with you guys as I decorate for the holidays. I have some really fun videos coming up, and I just think that would be so fun. Okay, the next question is, how do you make a high school relationship last? And I really don't have an answer for you guys. If you're new here, my husband Caleb and I have been together since I was 14. It's crazy, but I dated Caleb going into my freshman year, and we were together all through high school, and Caleb was a sophomore when we started dating, and I really don't have any tips for this. I guess for us, everyone in high school obviously dates around, and that was just never appealing to me, and I really was not the type of girl that guys were interested in. So when Caleb was interested in me, we became friends first, and then we dated. And I think of that as such a huge thing. If you're friends with someone before you start dating, that worked for Caleb and I just felt like we were just so close already before we started dating because we were friends so long before that. And I think for Caleb and I, we just knew exactly what we wanted. Like, Caleb wanted the same things that I did, and it just worked out for us. And in the very beginning, we just promised that, if we were going to date, we were going to take it serious, and I mean as seriously as you can in high school, and we weren't going to date other people. And as we got older, we just talked more and more. Like, when I was a junior and Caleb was a senior, we just said, that we were going to stay together and that we wanted to be together. And I don't know, we just knew from the very beginning that we wanted to be together long term. after high school, we had talked about getting married, and for us, Caleb's family, like his grandparents and everything, got married when they were 16. So when Caleb and I got married, I was going to be turning 21 a couple months later, so it like wasn't anything weird that we were getting married so young. Everyone wanted us to be married. It just wasn't weird for us. Like, we just knew we wanted to be together, and everyone pretty much like knew it was Caleb and Brenna. And yeah, I literally have loved him since I was a child. So I would just say to be honest with each other, and don't feel the pressure of dating in high school either. I just feel like dating just to date or dating just to hook up, like I don't find the value in that. I feel like that just ends up like hurting you more than anything. I would rather not be in a relationship than just date around, I guess. So just be honest with yourself and be honest with the person that you're with. Okay, the next question here, are you trying for baby number 2? A lot of people have asked this, and I'm completely transparent with you guys, so me talking about stuff like this doesn't bother me, but I'm still in that weird phase where I'm just not sure what I want. I had my miscarriage 4 months ago already, which is so crazy, and I don't know, like some days, I mean, I think about a baby all day, every day, and so many people that I follow are pregnant right now or they're having babies, and I just want a baby so bad, but I feel so much guilt. I carry a lot of guilt in my life for so many different relationships, and just so many things. Like, I'm just that person that carries a lot of guilt, and I feel like if I would be pregnant right now, I would just feel so guilty that I didn't give myself time, or I don't know, does that make any sense? So we're not preventing. I've never prevented getting pregnant, and that's like another thing. It took Caleb and I a full year of trying to get pregnant with River. So I guess that I can't get pregnant on the drop of a dime. So I've never taken birth control or anything like that, just because I never have wanted it to ruin my chances to get pregnant. So we're not trying, but we're not preventing, but I'm hoping to start that process again in the next couple of months. So hopefully sooner than later, but not right this second. Sorry, I know that was a really complicated answer, but it's so weird when you are struggling with infertility or miscarriage and you're like thinking about the time that you want to start trying again, because if Caleb and I started to try in like October or November, it could take me another year to get pregnant, or I could get pregnant right away, or I could get pregnant 6 months from then. It's like so hard. It's just so hard, and I feel like you don't really understand that unless you've been through it, and it's just like it's really weird. That's all I can say. It's a weird time for us. Another question is, who are your favorite YouTubers to follow? And this is a really, really hard question because I follow so many YouTubers, but I really like Milena Ciciotti. I've been following her for a while, and I love her vlogs. She does a lot of Bible study vlogs, and her and her husband are just really, really sweet, and I like following them. And then I recently found Sophia Chang. Her aesthetic and everything is like what I aspire to be. I love everything about her. I found her just a couple weeks ago actually, and I like binged all of her videos. I just love that kind of aesthetic. You guys will have to follow her and you'll know exactly what I mean. I'm trying to think, for family vloggers, I really like the Chat Fam. I started following them a few months ago. I really like them. And I watch the Ace family every once in a while, but their videos are kind of long, so I don't always watch them every day. But for family vloggers, I really like Ellie and Jared. I've always watched Ellie and Jared, and I like KK and Baby J. I watch their videos every day. And yeah, that's about it. I really try to follow people on Instagram and YouTube that really inspire me to create content. I really love all of those people. Like I said, I follow like 100 people on YouTube, but those are like my top favorites. Okay, the next question here is, was Caleb your first? And yes, Caleb was my first. I've talked about this before in a previous YouTube video that Caleb and I did, I think about like 2 years ago. We were each other's first, and I think that is just so special. I think that is really just a special thing in your relationship, and I can't wait to tell our kids one day that we were each other's first and just how special that was. And yeah, we were each other's first, and we just knew that we wanted to be together and we wanted to wait until the right time. And I'm pretty sure that I mentioned this in another video, but we didn't wait until we were married, and I felt very convicted about that for a long time. So before we got married, we did wait a couple months until having sex again, just because I felt like so, I don't know, I just held a lot of guilt with that too, and I wanted it to be special for us on our wedding night. So Caleb was my first, but we didn't wait until marriage, but we kind of took a while break. Is that what you call it? A break until we got married. So that way it felt like fresh and new again. And I just feel like nowadays sex is just so different than what it used to be. And I really think, I believe that it's truly meant to be with someone that you really love. And as long as it's someone that you really love and you want to be with, I think you should do it. Okay, another question is, why don't you drink alcohol? And I wanted to do a whole separate video about this, but I get a lot of questions about this because a couple months ago I mentioned on my Instagram that I didn't drink alcohol, and I forget her name. Her name was Taylor. She was on The Bachelorette. Was she on? Okay, her name was Taylor. She was on The Bachelor, and I follow her, and she is a mental health awareness advocate. And she has a podcast and other things, but she went on this whole rant of why she doesn't drink alcohol, and everything that she was saying, I was like, yes, preach. I loved everything that she was saying. So I went on my Instagram and I mentioned to you guys that I don't drink alcohol, and I just put a couple things of why, and so many of you guys were so interested in that, and you really wanted me, and you really wanted me to dive more into it and talk about it more. I'm not really sure how deep you guys want me to go, so I thought that it was appropriate to include this in a Q&A. But quickly, you guys know that I have mentioned before, and I've talked about in a video about my past and growing up with an alcoholic parent, and I'm very open about that, and I feel in my heart that it was the best thing for me to do at the time was to share my story. So many of you guys found that so helpful, knowing that you're not alone and that it happens, and you have to look out for yourself as an individual and just so many things. And a couple people got upset about that video that I had posted that, and honestly, if anyone had gotten upset with me, you don't know my heart and my intention for posting that video. It was something that was really hard for me to do. I was getting sick over it after I posted it, and the outpouring of love that I have received and the emails, and I have gotten so much love from that video. It's incredible. But so many of the same people that messaged me after that video messaged me about the reason of why I don't drink, and they just thought that it was so interesting. And so many of you guys don't drink too, and I think that is great. So I'm just going to kind of breeze through this really quick. But I don't drink alcohol. I could count on one hand the number of times that I've drank alcohol, and I feel like that there is this really weird this stigma that the only way that you can have fun and be a fun person is if you drink alcohol. And that is totally not true. I go out with friends, I do things, I go to concerts, I go to so many different things, hangouts with friends, family gatherings, bachelorette parties and everything, and you don't have to drink alcohol. And I feel like today it is harder to say no to drinking alcohol than it is to just give in and just say, yeah, I'll have this or that. It is such a hard thing, and you really have to stick to it, and you will be judged for it. I am judged for it a lot. People like to make fun of me, and honestly, the people that don't understand my reasoning aren't my friends anymore. I don't talk to them, and I feel that I have been through so much in my life because of alcoholism. And my mom was an alcoholic, and for me, I associate alcohol with aggressive behavior, physical and mental abuse, and that I'm sure is a part of PTSD or something that is going on with me mentally. But for me, I associate alcohol with bad behavior. So for me, growing up with an addictive personality, I don't ever want to add fuel to the fire. I feel like if I drink, since my family's past is very addictive, I don't want to ever give myself the chance or opportunity to become addicted to alcohol to hurt my family the way that my mom has tore my family apart. And I will do everything in my power that I can do to keep my family together, to make sure that my son has the best life that he can possibly have and grow up in a loving, caring, safe home. And I want to give him everything that I did not have with my relationship with my mom. I know that that is like a huge explanation, but it's just how I feel in my heart. And Caleb also doesn't drink. I'm not telling his story, that's his business, but in his family, he also does have addictive personalities. And for Caleb and I, we're just, Caleb was there with me for my mom, and he just knows how important it is for me not to drink. And we just both decided, hey, we're not going to drink. Caleb will occasionally get drinks with his friends when we're not together, but he knows it's like a one and done thing. Caleb could count on his hand the number of times that he's drank as well. And we just have both agreed that we will never have alcohol in the house, and we just will never subject our family to that type of relationship. Now, I understand and I know just because you drink alcohol does not mean you are an addict, does not mean that you are aggressive or rude or mean. But for me, mentally, for me to drink alcohol, I am just scared to know the person that I can become because of my past and what I have been through. So also, alcohol is not good for you and just so many other health reasons. And that is really my reasoning. And I know that's pretty deep, but I just feel so strongly about it. Like on my 21st birthday, I didn't even drink. I drank champagne, this much champagne on my wedding day. Like, it just isn't important to me. Losing my family over it and not giving my son the caring mother that he needs, it just isn't worth it. So I don't drink, Caleb doesn't drink, we don't smoke anything. We don't even have Tylenol in the house, nothing. So that's that. And I can obviously go more into it and talk a little bit more about it if you guys want to, so just let me know. But a lot of people are just curious about that, and that is why I do not drink alcohol. Okay, this is the last question here, and the question is, how do you find the courage to post on social media? And this one is actually really, really difficult for me. It has taken me years to get to the place where I am now. And I think something that is so important is if you are going to post on social media, I think that it's so just so important to share your story. And that is why I opened up about my mom, and I share personal things. I don't share everything with you guys, but I share a lot of my life and just personal struggles that I'm going through. And I think that finding the courage is just sharing your story. And I think that that is just so awesome. It has taken me a while. I'm used to talking to you guys now, and posting on Instagram has gotten easier. But I think the biggest thing is that, don't worry about what everyone thinks. There's people that aren't going to like you. You're going to get rude and mean comments, but I block people, and you can block people on Instagram. You can block people from commenting on your YouTube videos, and I do that. I get rude comments all the time, and I really try not to let it affect me, but it's just a comment and it can be deleted and it's gone. So just try to think of it that way, and I think that you would be surprised at how many people can relate to you and how many people do look up to you if you share something that you've been going through, or you just share how you're feeling that day or anything like that. Now that I've opened up more, especially every day on Instagram, and I share with you guys my daily life and my daily struggles, and if I'm feeling down one day, and you know, just what I'm actually going through, so many people more relate, and so many people end up following me and just walking with me, and I think that is just a really cool thing. Social media is such a dark place, but there are so many great people to follow, and I just think that you have to align yourself with those types of people. Follow people that really inspire you, and that will give you the courage to share whether it's your faith or your story or, you know, what you're going through. It'll kind of give you that little push to share as well. So that is it for all of the questions for today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I really find it so fun to answer these questions. So if you have any other questions, leave them down below, and maybe we can do this monthly or something, or I could do a mukbang. Is that how you say it? Mukbang? I don't know, but we could do that. I could try. I've also been thinking about ASMR. I've been really into that lately. So let me know what you guys want to see down in the comments below. And please, as always, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. You have no idea how much that helps me. Also, if you're not following me yet on Instagram, I will leave the handle right here. You guys can go ahead and follow me over there. I post on Instagram daily, so I'd love to have you hang out over there with me as well. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.